My family made me drive 4 hours to their reunion, then told me to park down the street because my car was embarrassing. I'm 29. I drive a 2012 Corolla with a dent in the bumper and some rust on the door. The AC barely works. There's a crack in the windshield I keep meaning to fix, but it runs fine. Gets me to work every day. Gets me to the gym. Gets me to the grocery store. Never once left me stranded. But apparently, it's not good enough for my cousin Vanessa's driveway. I pulled up to her house around noon. Big colonial-style place with a perfectly manicured lawn and those expensive hedges shaped like spheres. There were already a dozen cars parked out front. BMWs, Audis, a Tesla, a couple of Mercedes. Then my Aunt Carol came speed walking down the driveway before I could even get out. She leaned down to my window with this tight smile. "Honey, maybe park by the corner store? We have some important guests coming and, well, you understand. It's just optics." She patted my door like she was consoling me. I wanted to say no. Wanted to tell her that was insane, but I just nodded. Drove 3 blocks down, parked behind a dumpster, walked back carrying my casserole dish in the heat. Nobody said thank you when I set it on the table. Nobody asked how my drive was. My mom gave me this apologetic look but didn't say anything. My dad was already in the backyard with the other men talking about golf. Inside, the living room was packed. Everyone dressed nice, everyone showing off. My Uncle Richard was going on about the boat he just bought. 32 feet. Took it out last weekend. You guys should come visit the marina. Vanessa's husband kept checking his Rolex and mentioning his promotion. My cousin Brad was standing by the fireplace talking about his Lexus lease like he'd personally designed the vehicle. I sat in the corner with a paper plate of potato salad, invisible. Then Brad looked over at me. "You still driving that Corolla?" I nodded. "Man, I don't know how you do it. I'd be embarrassed." He laughed. Couple other cousins laughed too. Vanessa jumped in. "Have you tried budgeting apps? I use this one that tracks every purchase. Really helps you save." She said it like she was doing me a favor. My Aunt Carol added, "Maybe look for something with better benefits, sweetie. Some companies offer car allowances." Brad kept going. "Honestly, some people just don't have financial discipline. That's why they drive beaters. It's all about priorities." He looked right at me when he said it. The whole room went quiet. Everyone staring, waiting to see if I'd defend myself. My mom looked like she wanted to crawl under the table. My dad stayed outside. I didn't say anything at first, just set down my plate, pulled out my phone, opened my banking app, the one I barely check because I don't need to. I stood up, walked over to Brad, turned the screen toward him. "You're right, I should probably upgrade." The number on the screen showed my savings account balance, $647,000. Inheritance from my grandpa who passed 2 years ago. I'd been letting it sit there, living off my normal salary, not touching it, because I didn't need anyone to know. Brad's face went completely white. His mouth opened, but nothing came out. Vanessa stopped mid-sip of her wine. My Uncle Richard leaned over to look at the screen and his eyes went huge. My Aunt Carol made this choking sound. I pulled my phone back, slipped it in my pocket. "I just don't need people to know my net worth by looking at my car. But hey, thanks for the parking advice. Real classy." I grabbed my casserole dish off the table, walked out the front door, got in my embarrassing Corolla with the dent and the rust, drove it 3 blocks, past all their fancy cars in the driveway. My phone started buzzing before I even hit the highway. Texts from my mom, calls from my aunt, message from Vanessa saying I misunderstood. I turned my phone off, drove home in silence, slept better than I had in months.